The Chainsaw Man movie blew me away, literally. That was absolute peak cinema. I just got back from watching the new Chainsaw Man Reze Arc movie, and you have to see it. This is a must-see anime movie, and just a must-see movie for this year. I would have to say probably top 2 best movies that came out this year, in my opinion. I haven't seen a lot, but, you know, this one, I've been anticipating it for so long after the complete anime so far from what we have ended, which I did pick up only recently last year, and I was just blown away by how good it looks. Shoutouts to Mappa for just consistently putting out just insanely good animation. I don't know how they do it. Like, I genuinely feel bad for them. Like, they probably just got to see their families last week, and they're already back creating new animation for JJK season 3 and everything. Oh man, it's insane. But this is going to be a spoiler-free movie review, and I just wanted to kind of just give my thoughts about it, kind of gush over it now that it's all just kind of fresh in my mind. Like I said, you need to check this out. This is definitely one of those movies where you can watch it without needing to see, you know, like the, you know, anime. Obviously, I would recommend you watch the anime first, right? Because this follows up from everything that happens in, you know, those arcs and everything. But again, you can definitely watch this and still very, very much enjoy it and kind of get a good understanding and gist of it. Like, there's not really a whole lot that they have to explain. The only thing that you need to know is that the main character is named Denji. He is a 16-year-old that is a hybrid, like, devil demon type of dude who can transform into the Chainsaw Man, right? He had a little dog that was a chainsaw devil, and he ended up fusing with that dog, and yeah, he got the abilities of him. So he's got 2 chainsaws that, you know, get summoned out of his arms, and then his head fucking turns into a chainsaw with spiky teeth. Like, it's the coolest design ever. Like, if you like this type of stuff, then you definitely want to watch it, right? If you're just like a person that doesn't watch anime, doesn't know what the fuck the series is even about, and you're getting dragged into it by like a friend or a family member, I think you will still have a very good time, even if you don't understand really what's going on, which you definitely won't if you haven't seen or got any, you know, knowledge about it previously. The animation on it is that alone will make it a good time, right? So let's talk about the first half of the movie, right? The first half of the movie, like you won't expect what happens in the second half. Like, when you see the first half, you'll be like, what just happened? Like, it goes from 0 to 100 very quickly. And it's literally the first half of the movie. It's very slice of life oriented, right? You have, you know, Denji, who, like, in the beginning, he wakes up from like this like dream or this thought that he had in, you know, in the very, very start of the film. And he wakes up in the, you know, living space with these other characters, Aki, right? Who is the dude with the little, like, ponytail, right? And the black hair. And the other devil who he's usually partnered with, which is named Power, right? So they have, you know, some, like, funny stuff going on. And there's a lot of good, funny, like, comedic scenes in this movie that I kind of knew that they were going to do, but like with my sense of humor, it just resonated so well with it. The Demon Slayer movie that recently came out, which is also peak cinema that you need to go watch, that one had some funny scenes in it as well, but I just feel like this one with Chainsaw Man, like it just fit my sense of humor a lot more. And there's one scene that happens at a school, which I'm not going to go into any spoilers. I'm just saying this is stuff that is already in trailers and that we already know. There's a scene in the school that they're in that is hilarious, and it got a good laugh out of me, right? But I digress. Moving back to the beginning of it, you're just kind of getting like an introduction to these characters, really. There's not like a whole lot that you need to know. There's just the characters that, you know, he lives with and everything. And then it goes into a, you know, opening sequence, like an anime opening that you would have with a brand new theme from the original person who did the first opening theme from Chainsaw Man's anime. It's a banger. It's amazing. It's catchy. It's definitely a little bit different from something that you would probably be used to from like traditional anime openings. And that's why Chainsaw Man is so cool. It's just so artistic. And that's what this movie's, it's a work of art in my opinion. You can disagree with me, but it's one of the best animated films I have ever seen in my entire life, okay? And maybe there's some recency bias with that, but it's just because like, they did things that I just didn't expect. This movie, like I was excited for it, and I was like, I know it's gonna be good. You know, Mappa's gonna cook, right, as they always do. And I saw some of the trailers and everything, and they looked amazing, and I was really excited for it. But this shit just like blew me away. Like quite literally, it blew me away. Like, no, actually, do I say pun intended? Sure, pun intended, because, you know, the main character, her ability is bombs, explosions, and stuff. So, yeah, it's just crazy how quickly it goes from this, like, really nice slice of life to the action sequences, right? But, again, back to the slice of life stuff, it's very calm, and you see this relationship kind of get, you know, formed and built from, you know, Reze, who is this new character, this new, you know, girl or this woman who Denji meets, right? It's just like kind of a random encounter. Not really. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but you know, this is all part of the plan, right? But yeah, you know, they meet for the first time, and they start, you know, talking to each other, and Denji starts developing feelings for this girl, even though he already has feelings for another woman who is named Makima, who kind of takes, you know, under her wing about, you know, becoming a devil demon hunter, right? So, you know, him already having feelings for this character and now developing feelings for another character, it has this internal conflict with him where he doesn't know what to do. He's like, well, I gotta, you know, stay true to being with Makima, right? But this new girl is so nice to me, you know what I mean? And the reason why it's such a important thing for Denji as a character, again, if you don't know who this character is, he grew up with nothing, right? Like, this dude owes, you know, this organization a bunch of money from his, you know, dad's debt, so the debt got carried on to him. So his life fucking sucks, right? Like, he literally had nothing, and now he has like people in his life that actually, you know, interact with him and talk with him. He has, you know, he's building, in a sense, some social skills that he never had before. Like, he only cares about the little things in life. He just wants food. He wants, you know, a shelter, a roof over his head, and he wants bitches, right? He wants girls, right? It's not even mainly like, it is definitely that, but it's more of just like connections with people that he never had, and now he's experiencing this, and, you know, girls and like women who actually, you know, are showing affection to him. It's like his world is being turned upside down, and like, you know, he loves it, right? Again, it's very simple little things. It's not like he's really looking for, you know, power and wealth and all this stuff that a lot of people really want. He just wants basic stuff. Again, he's like, bro, just give me some food, give me a roof to live under, I'll work for it, and hey, you know, give me some girls, right? It's like, it's funny, but it's also very sad, dog. When you really think about this character Denji, at, you know, face value, you think, okay, this dude, he's a gooner, you know, whatever, he's a pervert and everything. And, you know, he definitely is like a bit pervy in a sense with that kind of stuff, you know, because he never had that experience, and he's a 16-year-old kid, right? He's still a kid. So he doesn't understand a lot of the stuff that's going on, and like, it's just very new to him, right? In the movie, he's having this internal conflict with between, like, you know, Reze and Makima, and Reze's so sweet to him, makes him feel like, you know, he's like almost loved, and he's got a new friend, and, you know, she's going up and like, you know, sitting close to him and everything, and laughing at everything he says and everything. Oh my god, dude! Like, you know, if you've ever liked a girl, and, you know, they've showed signs of like being affectionate to you and everything, you know how it is, man. You just feel something, man. You feel something different, right? But yeah, throughout the whole movie, you know, from that first half, it's just mainly all that slice of life stuff, which is, it's beautiful and it's great, but I can tell you it is definitely slow. If for those of you that are going into the movie wanting to see Chainsaw Man beat the shit out of people, slice everybody up, then you'll definitely be kind of, you know, put off a bit from that first half of the movie, because like I said, it is slow, but I liked it. I absolutely loved it. I love slice of life shit in my anime, and this was like the perfect anime movie for me, because I got that first half slice of life into the crazy fucking action. It was like everything that I wanted, and it's not just slice of life, it has the romance and everything in it. And again, you know, back to the scene where I said there was a scene where they're at a school. It's just so well done, and it's there's so much art. It's art. It's peak cinema. I'm telling you, for an anime movie, the animation is so smooth and gorgeous, man. And they did so much well with it. And you watch it and you're just like, man, like I am truly blessed to be living in an era where I'm here alive watching this work of art take place in front of my face, dog. Like, you know what I mean? And that's just, again, that's just the slice of life first half. So it picks up very fast during the second half of the movie. Like almost way too fast. Like I was like waiting for the action, but you know, after you watch that first half of the film and it's just mainly slice of life, you kind of just get sucked into it. I mean, at least for me. And I'm just sitting there and I was chilling, bro. I was vibing. I was just like, man, this is nice. Like this is just, we just having a good grand old time. This calm, you know, just interactions between these two characters. And, you know, I'm glad it just mainly really did focus on Reze and Denji more than anything and not trying to throw too many other characters in there. Like it really has to build that relationship between them so that you understand these characters and you understand this new character who's introduced, right? And, you know, her feelings and everything and what her motives are in the film. But yeah, when it picks up to the fight scenes, dude, I got to gush right now, bro. This shit was fucking insane, dog. Like I told you, I went into this movie expecting some awesome action sequences. This is some of the most insane action-oriented animation that I have ever fucking seen in my life, okay? That's not even Glaze, okay? I've seen a lot of great animation in my time from anime and different series out there, and, you know, I definitely haven't seen them all, right? But this right here was like, I was just... Like, I'm a fan of Dragon Ball, if you guys don't know, right? And Dragon Ball Super Broly, I hail that as one of the best, you know, Dragon Ball Z, just Dragon Ball animations of all time, right? And the fight scenes in that movie were amazing. And I don't know, I might have to say that this movie, it just did the fighting just like way crazier, right? I'm not saying it's better necessarily, but I'm just saying it was definitely more insane. And I love me some insane fight scenes, dude. It was just like ridiculous the amount of, like they just, Reze, when she turns in the bomb girl, right? And that's not even a spoiler. That's a main, you know, part of the movie, right? That's why you're gonna go see it. You have to know that, right? When she turns in the bomb girl, she is the most badass character and just one of the most badass characters I've ever seen in animation, bro. Like in an anime, she is so fucking cool, dude. When she transforms, she is just so badass and just fucking, she beats the shit out of Denji, bro. Like I will say they beat the shit out of each other, and Denji, you know, he's putting in work, he's doing what he can, but like bro just got chainsaws, man, and chainsaws, you know, they do work, but she's got bombs. She got literal like explosives, and it's not just like a normal bomb. She has literally every type of explosive that you can think of. She got fucking dynamite, grenades. Her outfit is made of fucking dynamite. It's such a cool design. Her head is just like missile bomb shit, and you know when she's talking and everything in this form, and it has like that, you know, the voice effect on it. Oh, it's so cool, dude. And yeah, she really beats the shit out of Denji. Denji gets fucked up, man, like bad. And she has like, there's like no pauses in between. She's just blowing him up. And it's crazy. I was sitting there just like, how much, like this dude is dead, dude. Like, come on, man. Like, how is he living from this? But obviously, if you guys don't know, the devils, like the demons and everything, they you know, can regenerate as long as they have, you know, they consume blood, right? So he eventually gets some blood, and you know, he comes back and everything. But not a major spoiler or anything, just, you know, something that you need to know about, because maybe some people will be confused, like, oh, well, how does he keep coming back, right? How are these characters, these two characters who are basically similar in what they are, like, you know, she's the bomb devil and he's the chainsaw devil, right? You know, when they're beating the shit out of each other and fighting, like, how are they not dead from the amount of stuff that they do to each other? But yeah, it just gets so crazy with the fighting and explosives and effects, and the animation is so smooth. There wasn't a single moment where you will sit there and just be like, this is boring, dude. Like, you're if you think this movie was boring to you, you need to go fucking watch, I don't even know, like go watch Mickey Mouse Playhouse or something like that. Maybe you'll get more excited from that. But yeah, it just like what I have to say over anything is when it gets to that second half with the battles, you think it's done, and you think, okay, this battle's done. They're going to start talking. You know, there's going to be some dialogue. Nope. Nope. And it's not only that. They took whatever they did in that last fight sequence and they fucking turned that shit up and times it by 100. Like, it just keeps getting crazier and crazier and crazier. Dude, I was like this. Like, here, let me show you. I was like this when I was watching the movie, you know, just trying to make sure I was getting everything. And then with every single, like, small segment where it pauses, which with each pause that they take where it's just like, you know, maybe a little bit of dialogue, and it's like for like less than a minute they talk, right? They just like talking, they just shit talking each other or whatever. I'm getting closer and closer, and by like the second or third, you know, sequence where the animation just got so crazy, I was locked the fuck in, dude. I was the only person that was like standing up straight, bro. I fixed my posture just for this shit, bro. Like, I was just like, are you for real right now? I gotta like see every second. You don't want to blink. If you blink for a second on this movie, you're doing a disservice to yourself. For shame, you know, how dare you? You know what I mean? Like, you got to see every single part. And the soundtrack in this film is it's just, how many times have I said the word amazing? Take a shot every time. No, I don't want to do that to y'all, man. It's just like, music was on point, you know, the lyrics, and even just the overall just general soundtrack. There's this one at the very end of the movie where, you know, it's the final face-off between them. There's this song that plays, and it's just so cool. And oh man, oh, you have to see it, man. I want. There's so much I want to say. I want to just spoil it for you guys, but I can't. I need you to go watch it. It's still in theaters. It's fresh. It's peak. It is peak. It really is. I say peak, and I use that term very loosely. When I say peak for a lot of things, I'm just saying it's like, oh, this is cool, or I love this. Like, no, this was the peak of an anime movie for me, alongside Demon Slayer. I cannot say one was better over the other. They're just the art direction and the direction that they went for with both these movies was so different. And again, as me being a Dragon Ball fan, and I'm not trying to compare these films, right, at all. The format of the Reze Arc movie, it reminded me of the Broly movie, okay? The first half, you have just kind of like introductions, you know, storytelling, trying to build these characters up and explain who these characters are in a sense, and, you know, basically like the basic stuff, right? The general foundation of what you need for the movie. But that shit just turns up, and you just have characters beating the fuck out of each other for the last half of the movie. And I'm telling you, you be sitting there, and there's some moments where I didn't know what the fuck was happening, man. Like, it was just so much on one of the sequences, one of the animation sequences. I was just like, dude, let me catch my breath. But at the same time, it's like you sit there with a smile on your face. You don't give a fuck. You don't even need to understand what was happening at some points, right? Like, you will be really happy when you're seeing this. You'll be like, fuck, this is amazing. So yeah, that's my review. Again, I'm not a movie reviewer or anything. I just really wanted to talk about this film and how amazing it was. It was literally everything that I wanted from an anime movie. It had romance, it had comedy, it had, you know, amazing action, slice of life. Like, it was. I'm not saying it was perfect, but if there was an anime film out there that could, you know, reach perfection, it was getting there. It was getting very close. Okay, that shit a 10 out of 10 for me. Like, no glaze, nothing, right? And people are gonna say that I'm glazing this movie. I don't give a fuck. It's awesome, and I think, you know, you would be doing a disservice to yourself if you like anime and you didn't check this film out. You have to see it, and you have to see it in theaters, right? If you want to wait for it to come out on like Crunchyroll or a streaming service later on, I mean, you do you, right? But I'm just saying, you're going to be missing out on some of the most beautiful, you know, audio experience and everything. It's just, oh man, I loved it so